What up, everybody? This is Big Elbow chilling like always with the two little luchadores, Averno, Atlantes. If you're new to the channel, welcome. If you're not new to the channel, welcome back. I'm Big Elbow. Comic calls is what I mostly do, and that's what I got for you here today. This was a local con here in my hometown of Tulare, California, in Central California. So I go to it's called Ohana Comic Con. They do shows all over California, but they do a lot of them in my local area. I mostly go usually as just to support the community, to help that these shows get bigger. For a while, they haven't really been worth the cover price if you're just a comics guy like I am. So, like I said, I just look at it as a contributing to the community, and I'm fine with that. But with these small shows like this, one or two good vendors can make all the difference in the world, and I actually found some pretty good stuff. So I'll show these real quick. If you want to see more about these, watch my last video. Because I was going to put them all into one haul, but this time started running long, so I show more detail about this. But this is Epic Illustrated, 1984. I thought this was pretty cool because it has this Cult 60 by Von Baudet and the Last Galactus story. There's also an Al Williams, and I think there's Charles Vess. But yeah, the main reason I bought it was that the Last Galactus story, but it's really short and it's only one part of the story. And I thought it was the whole thing, so that was my bad. But still, so one vendor I bought these mags from for $3 a piece. There's that one. There's this creepy. This one turned out to be pretty cool. It has Esteban Morodo story. The Kings of Vengeance, which looks pretty cool. And then there's a Paul Neary thing that looks pretty cool in here too. But yeah, anyways, like I said, if you want to see more about that, check out the last video. It's already showed those. This, I don't know, I thought it was probably worth more than it is. Again, these are $3 a piece from one particular vendor. Horror's not really my thing, but I guess maybe I'll read it at Halloween and then pass it on to someone that'll appreciate it more. This is League of Extraordinary Gentlemen, Volume 1. I've always been kind of curious about this, and I like Kevin O'Neill's art from what's it called? Martial Law. And I figure I've always been kind of curious about this. I actually like the movie a lot. I know it's supposed to be nothing like this, but like I said, I've been curious, so better place to check it out than the first volume, right? So then there was another vendor, a pretty cool guy. I can't remember his name. He's a cool guy though. I've bought stuff from him a couple times. Got that for $1. Remember one time this was something. I wanted it more just because I'm trying to put together this Walter Simonson run, and this is one of the only issues that is like kind of a key and expensive. So I was happy to find that, and it's actually in really good shape. I was figuring if I ever found one, it would be just a beat up copy, and I could buy it for cheap, but found a good condition one for $1. Maybe if they make a True Believers of that one, I'll sell it or something. So this is Charles Vess, Raven Banner, A Tale of Asgard. And this just has some cool Charles Vess art. Yeah, so for $2, I was happy to get that. And then all the rest of them are from another vendor. I got about 21, 22 books for $15. And he has some good, ended up having some good stuff in there. I got this one for my son. He's into the horror stuff. I know it's not a horror book, but it has the cover, the Exorcist cover. I decided to try and put this little series together, the Immortal Doctor Fate. That's number 2. I think there's maybe 4 or 5 issues of that, or the ones that I want, anyways. These are the reprint of the New Gods. Here's number 2. So the first issue has 1 and 2. Each one is 2 issues. So number 2 has 3 and 4 has 3 and 4. Number 3 has 4 and 5. So basically they put the 12 issue series into 6 issues. And these are really fucking nice reprints. I already have them all except for this one. So I figured I'd put together a set. And I can't just let those sit there for less than $1. And number 5. So I put together a set, and I have the trade paperback. So I don't know. Maybe I'll give them away or something. But man, they're fucking nice books, and it's hard to just give them away. Even though, like, what do I need them for, right? I already have the story plus the Hunger Dogs in that trade paperback. Some more DC stuff. Again, these are all from one vendor. This is called Battle Axes. I bought it because the Alex Horley art. Looks like some barbarian chicks. The art wasn't exactly what I was expecting. Because I've seen Alex Hurley's stuff look a lot more wild. But there was some good stuff. Looks like there was some good... Well, that's more just some titties hanging out, but... Looked like there was some decent violence in here. Maybe I picked the wrong issue to open up. But yeah, Alex Horley, if you've ever checked out his stuff, he does like some good Conan. Oh yeah, here we go. Here's the kind of violence I'm talking about. That's a good shot right there. But yeah, I guess it's like a bunch of barbarian or Viking chicks. And they had all 4 issues, so I said, fuck it, I grabbed them. And there's one more. The fiery finish. So there's those. This one, I'm not sure why I bought it. I could have swore I seen it. Or seen something about it. Casual Heroes, McCarthy, Strangeland. I don't know what the fuck it is. Written and penciled by Kevin McCarthy. I don't know. I don't know where I heard of this. Anyway, yeah, so I got that. And I got this other Image book, Dart, number 3. Dart is tripped out. It's like the art looks pretty weird. Wasn't what I was expecting it to look like. Kind of reminds me a little bit of like maybe some Aeon Flux influence type thing. But yeah, I had never heard of this artist before. And I expected Dart to be just a pretty generic series, but yeah, the art looks pretty crazy. By Joseph Zeckers. I'm gonna guess that's how you pronounce it. Zeckers. But yeah, this was the last issue that I needed, so I grabbed that. At less than $1 a book. And I'm trying to put together this run of the Tick. There's number 9, Chainsaw Vigilante. Number 10, 11, and 12. And I think that does it for the first, I think that's where the series ends, the first run of it anyways. I know I still need to fill in a couple more issues, like 2 or 3, some shit like that. 2 or 3 more issues. This is one I bought. I thought I needed it, but I didn't. It's called Plastron Cafe. It's Mirage. The main reason I got it was for this Casey Jones solo tale. Which is by oh shit. I don't know who drew that. I'm missing here. I'm not sure who drew the oh, Kevin Eastman and Rick Beach. So yeah, I got a double of that I guess I'll give away or something. Maybe trade it in. But these were, it gets kind of cool. Like, I was happy to find these. And I didn't already have them. So this is Slash, James O'Barr cover. And he has a story in here called Zeitgeist. So yeah, some James O'Barr for less than $1. Hell yeah. And then we got a backup story that is, I think, Kyle Hotz. But you get a nice Tim Vigil pin up in here. Speaking of Tim Vigil, shout out to my man 420. I think he's the one who showed this like in depth on his channel. This book called Splatter. So yeah, for $1, I'm gonna take anything Tim Vigil that I find, pretty much. And so yeah, aside from the Tim Vigil story, which was also pretty cool, is that there's a Dave Cooper, who I'm a big fan of, story in here called Strange Taste in Food. So that's just bonus, you know what I mean? And then there's like one more story in here that looks alright. Not sure what that is, but it's pretty cool to me. I don't remember who showed this, but I've seen it before, called Reese's Pieces, Art of Ralph Reese. And it looks alright. Kind of some sci-fi and horror type stuff. The art does look pretty legit though. And that's number 2. I think these are just like a bunch of short stories. But I do like the art. I had never heard of Ron. I think that's what it is, right? Ronald Reese. Ralph Reese. I'm sorry. Nice scout cover ad on the back. Yes, that's number 2. If I see number 1, I'll grab it. This book's called Golgothica. Now I had seen that before. Again, I wish I could give credit to who showed this in video prior, but I thought the cover looked good. I have my doubts about the interiors, but And the interior is actually pretty cool. I don't know if this really goes for anything. It's in pretty decent shape though. Especially for having that black color. Yeah, I thought that looked pretty cool. I was weird looking dude in some good old fashioned gun violence. It works for me, especially for less than $1. If I see more of these, I'll pick them up because I like this art. A guy I'm not really familiar with, John Bergen. And then this was one I was probably the most happiest to find. So this is the Marquis, and it's like it's a prelude, and also if you notice right there, Guy Davis signature. So I have issue number 1 of this, and that was, I bought that a long time ago, and that was my introduction to Guy Davis, who I've become a pretty big fan of, as the Marquis Dance Macabre. So I didn't even know there was a issue 0, a prelude, and it actually came out like maybe 2 or 3 years before the issue 1 came out. And to be honest, it's been so long since I read that book. I don't know if this this story is just was in the first issue. Because it's been so long since I read the first issue, so I don't know if this is just, you know, they printed the, you know, little preview of the first issue. But even regardless, just for the signature, and there's like a sketchbook in here. Maybe that's to look at for a second. Let me get this dog out of here. Alright, sorry about that. So yeah, that was the last book. Again, I was for the sketchbook in the back and the signature. That was my big find for the day. And yeah, so the con that I had really low expectations for, you know, a couple good vendors made all the difference and made it a pretty good haul. And I was actually kind of hoping that this was the time I was hoping maybe I wouldn't find anything, because trying to get rid of stuff and not keep piling more shit up. But what are you gonna do? So I was happy to find that. And that'll do it for that was the Tulare Comic Con, Ohana Comic Con. And if you enjoyed this video, guess what? You got good taste. Show it, hit the subscribe, the like, share with your friends, all that good stuff. Check out my IG, comments, all that stuff. I like to respond to those and enjoy the feedback. So like I always say, get off the internet, read some fucking comics.